True story. Our next guest kept me up last night, and well, that's what she strives for, and I'm not complaining. I was once again indulging in her latest thriller full of her iconic twists and turns. I'm talking about New York Times best-selling author Lisa Unger. And again, I got to point to Roxanne. She's dreaming. She's dreaming. This is you, Rox.
It's my turn. I'm sorry. Okay. Lisa's latest book, Close Your Eyes, Count to 10, is about to be released, and we're ramping up with some big events coming around Tampa Bay. We're thrilled she's here with us. Lisa, thanks so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, you guys, thanks. It's just such a treat to be here with both of you. It's so exciting.
Oh, we are both Lisa fans. Yeah. And so again, the chance that we all get to talk with you.
Oh, it's so nice.
Okay, I gotta say, I'm almost done. I am just captured immediately, though, by the way you portray the virtual world. The social networkings, the references to things like YouTube, and is this real, is this not? Had you known you were gonna write a book with this kind of theme that can kind of be mind-bending in a way, and you capture that?
Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, I have always have these kind of weird obsessions going on, and for the last couple of years, on and off, I've been weirdly obsessed with just social media and YouTube fame and internet fame and what that means, and then also how the internet and social media is kind of rewriting the way we live our lives, and how everything is performed and cropped and filtered. And I had these questions about if you are that person, if you are that internet celebrity, and you're just living your life in front of the camera or posting for various reasons, what does that do to you? What does that do to your psyche?
Change you.
What does it do to your relationships? How does that, how is it changing all of us, really?
Right.
So that's kind of the question that was kind of percolating for a while.
It's almost like we're observing ourselves so much in an unnatural way.
Exactly. There's that moment of performed experience as opposed to lived experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have that element of it with the YouTube and the social media, and then the setting. That's always with your books, Lisa. The settings are so creepy and they're so large. So it's Falco Islands, but this is based on a real experience, a real place that you visited.
It absolutely is, and this often happens. Travel always sort of puts the zap on me, but in this particular case, we were in the Azores, which is an archipelago in the Atlantic, and just beautiful islands, dramatic and gorgeous. And also a little atmospheric, very dramatic in terms of the weather and all that. And so we were about to do a hike around the rim of a volcanic lake. I was there with my family, and we got rained out from this hike. And a big storm blew in, and we just went running for the car. And then on the way back to our hotel, we came upon this incredibly fascinating abandoned structure in the middle of nowhere. And we would later learn that it was a hotel that was built in the 80s and that went bankrupt. And it had just sat there, deteriorating, crumbling.
Yeah.
It was covered in graffiti and, foliage, growing down from the balconies, and nature was kind of taking it back. And it was big signs danger and stay away and all that. And I was well, they don't mean me, right? So we all just kind of went in there and we explored it. And I was there's no way I'm not writing about this. I just knew at that moment. So those two things kind of merged.
And speaking of, people who are fans of yours have read your books before, have read them. A lot of times I think it's interesting how you write, and each chapter is a different point of view. And even you were talking about the social networking, virtual elements, you even have some of those inserts of when people are talking to the camera in there. So it almost changed up your style, but I love that storytelling. You must get that a lot when you do community events or Roxanne-led conversations.
That's right.
Because I think that's really interesting, and I've grown to appreciate that about you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I do like to, this story told itself in a lot of different interesting ways. It told itself partially through a podcast.
Yeah.
And it told itself partially through, private video diaries. And then, of course, the pieces that are being broadcast on my, sort of fictional YouTube, which is We Watch.
Yeah.
And so people are telling their story, broadcasting live to their followers. So it has all these different pieces. And that's how the story emerged for me on the page, in the same way that it does for my reader on the page.
So we have two fun events where you can meet Lisa, and one of them I'm a part of, but the first event we want to tell you about is coming up February 24th.
Yes, that's right, Tom Below Books at 7 p.m. in St. Pete. Actually, it's at Coastal Creative, which is the, if you sign up through Tom Below, they will tell you where it is. It's right next door. And then we're going to be together.
March 2nd, Oxford Exchange.
Yes.
I'm always so honored when Lisa invites me to do this, because it is like I tell her I have a big heart circled on March 2nd, one of my favorite days of the year, is to sit at Oxford Exchange. We have this great conversation, and it's great for fans of yours because it's very intimate. They get to know you, ask all kinds of questions, and get inside your mind.
Which is always so funny because you're like the sweetest person, and I find myself when I'm reading being like, oh, Lisa, oh dear. But you gotta pick it up. She hasn't given me any spoilers. I'm almost done yet. But so good to see you.
Great to see you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.